Two Coke cans right here. And so I don't know about you, but one of the Coke cans are empty and the other one is full, right? So if you look at the full one, I'm able to literally stand on the full one. It can hold me. Wow. Did you see that? I can stand on a full Coke can. And I don't know where you're watching from or right here in the building. I can stand on a full Coke can. Why can I stand on it? The reason why I can stand on it is it's filled. It's full. This one's empty. And when the pressures of life come, I'm here to say to you, pressures are guaranteed. Challenges, difficulties, pressures, impossibilities are guaranteed. And when the pressures of life come, I don't even have to stand on it. I can just squeeze it with my own hands. This is what the pressures of life do to you when you're not full. The problem with most people is they're focusing so much on the outside. They're focusing on what people think. They're focusing on what they wear. They're focusing on some of the circumstances that they're facing. And the more we focus on the outside and the less we have on the inside, the more life, the pressures of life and the issues of life can squeeze us and destroy us. To them, God has chosen to make known among the Gentiles the glorious riches of this mystery, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. You want the hope of glory, the hope of having security for the future, the hope of experiencing the goodness of God, the hope of having the presence of God, the glory of God. You need to understand this mystery. Christ in you is the hope of glory. The secret is Christ in me. Not me in different sets of circumstances. Listen to this. The secret is Christ in me, not me in a lot of circumstances. And so many people focus on all the circumstances. They think, let me just get myself into another circumstance. Let me just get myself into another area of life. Let me just get myself into another way. Maybe I must just change cities. Maybe I must change jobs. Maybe I must change a marriage partner. Maybe I must change church. No, friends, I'm here to say to you, you need to change who you're relying on, who's on the inside of you. That's what you need to be focusing on. Is if this jar had to represent Christ, and you would say to me, yeah, Mark, I want to have Christ in me. Then I'm like, yes, I want to have Christ in me. I want to have Christ in me. Christ in me by His Spirit, because that's how Christ is in us, by His Spirit, right? Christ in me by His Spirit. But I'm here to say to you, friends, that God has got more for us. It's not just Christ in me. It's me in Christ. It says, so then, just as you received Christ as Lord, continue to live your lives in Him, rooted and built up in Him. Watch this. Strengthened in the faith as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. And that's why I have the jar here. I believe that God wants us in this time not to literally hold back, but God actually wants us to step into overflow. I believe this is the season of the overflow. This is the season of Jesus not only being enough, but being more than enough. And he's saying, Paul's writing to the church in Colossae, he says to them, family, believers, children of God, listen to this. As you receive Christ, now live in Him. This is how it looks when you are living your life in Him. It looks like this. You're built up in Him. You are strengthened in His faith. Watch this. And you overflow with thanksgiving. It reminds me of that Psalm 46. Psalm 46 verse 4 says this. It says, there is a river whose streams make glad the city of our God. There's a river whose streams make glad the city of our God. I said, Lord, in this time where people are facing sadness, where people are facing depression, I believe we need some gladness, and we're going to talk about that next week. But we need the river of God to flow into every life of a believer, and it needs to not only flow in our lives, but it needs to flow from our lives. John 7, Jesus says, He says, come to me if you are thirsty, and then rivers of living water will flow from within your innermost being. Rivers flow from within us when we find ourselves in Him.